Presidential candidates continue with election campaigns, making various pledges. The National Electoral Commission has received 557 appeals from election candidates. The Younger Sports Club management thanks their fans for their support in the successful Mwananchi Week. Good evening, this is Capital News at 9:30. My name is Khadija Zimbwe. First, the national news. Chama cha Mapinduzi CCM's presidential candidate for the United Republic of Tanzania, incumbent President Dr. John Magufuli, has called on Tanzanians to vote for the party again so that it can complete development projects currently being implemented. President Magufuli made the call in Singida region at the first campaign rally held at Bombardier grounds.
I shall not fail you, and this is why I've come here today to ask you for votes. We've come from far in the period of 5 years. I'm heavily indebted to you. I shall not fail you. I ask you on the 28th of October, when you go to vote, do not forget the name John Pombe Joseph Magufuli. I assure you that I've come to ask for votes, but also to pray for them. If you have a light touch, you must have charged batteries, otherwise it will not give light.
Chadema's presidential candidate for the United Republic of Tanzania, Tundu Lissu, has said many industries established during the leadership of the father of the nation, Mwalimu Julius Nyerere, in Mwanza have closed down, a situation that has led to the problem of youth unemployment. Tundu Lissu made the statement when addressing a campaign rally at Furahisha grounds in Mwanza, which was also attended by top leaders of the party.
To cotton farmers, livestock keepers, my government will be a government that will protect the interests of business dealers, of livestock keepers and farmers. We will not allow loans, but rather we will make sure anyone purchasing cotton pays a good price. The issue on bankrupting livestock done in Meatu, Maswa and in other areas, livestock being auctioned. A lot is being done to disrupt this meeting. There is not a single meeting since we started with stationed vehicles. They've been brought to scare you, but we will not be scared. We've even been denied hotel accommodation in Mwanza.
The presidential candidate for ACT Wazalendo Party, Bernard Membe, has said if elected, his government will ensure increased connectivity between rural and district roads at tarmac level and free health services for expectant mothers. Mr. Membe made the pledge at the launch of the party's election campaigns held at Mbilipili Primary School grounds in Lindi region.
Madaraka mwaka huu ni kuhakikisha kwamba sio tu tunajenga barabara ya kutoka Dar es Salaam kwenda zetu mpaka Mbambani na kurudia kujenga vizuri, lakini barabara zinazokwenda kwenye wilaya zetu na kwenye vitongoji vyetu na vijiji zinajengwa. Serikali ambayo ni serikali inayoaminiwa, serikali ambayo italeta maendeleo ya wananchi, serikali itarudisha uhuru kwa wananchi. Sasa serikali hiyo.
The National Electoral Commission has said it has received 557 appeals from parliamentary and councillorship candidates and that it has already started to address them. The electoral body also urged political parties and candidates to follow election rules and procedures. Now, moving on, Tanzania People's Defense Forces (TPDF) has commemorated 56 years since establishment of the force on September 1st, 1964, by conducting various military exercises and social activities such as donating blood. Tanzania People's Defense Force has several tasks during operations, wars, and peaceful times, by performing social services, production of resources, as well as donating blood, not only for our people, but even for our own sake. It is important to donate blood. I emphasize that many Tanzanians should engage in such social, but also a healthy activity, because at some point in our lives, one will be in need of safe blood. The government has said it is committed to ensure researchers increase studies on improved seeds so as to increase productivity in the agriculture sector and control imports of foreign seeds.
This is why, as a nation, we've given this matter importance it deserves. This is why, as a nation, we've given this matter importance it deserves: food security. For food security to be successful, we must begin from the seed. This is when we will have good security. This is when we will have food security. There is need for adequate seeds. TARI will contribute to ensure that our country has enough seeds.
The government in Geita region has started an operation against conmen who have been taking money from farmers with the aim of getting them connected to health security funds. This was said by the acting region commissioner of Geita, Said Nkumba, when issuing National Health Insurance Fund cards to beneficiaries. I'm warning people with such intentions of stealing from our people. We are not ready to allow such acts. Again, I urge my fellow citizens that once they get any information of people who have not visited our offices, to share with us such kind of information as soon as possible. Every Tanzanian has a chance of joining National Health Insurance Fund, from farmers, children under the age of 18, students from different learning levels, workers from both public to private institutions, and entrepreneurs. And that is the end of national news. International news follows next. And in international news, the World Health Organization has denied challenging the government of Kenya in regards to the declining COVID-19 cases in the country, with the Ministry of Health saying WHO's statement could be valid.
It's a known risk factor for many respiratory infections and increases the severity of respiratory diseases. Smoking any kind of tobacco reduces lung capacity and increases the risk of many respiratory infections and can increase the severity of respiratory diseases. The act of smoking and the social nature of many forms of tobacco use present risks of person-to-person transmission of respiratory diseases such as the SARS-CoV-2 virus. Today, from a sample of 1,682 tested.
Belarusian authorities have resumed arresting protesters in the capital Minsk when students have taken to the streets against President Alexander Lukashenko. Here's more on the story.
Students on Tuesday held pickets outside their universities and marched through the city center on the fourth week of mass protests rocking the country. President Lukashenko has dismissed the protesters as Western puppets and demands for him to step down after 26 years in power.
2 crew members from tugboat involved in cleaning up an oil spill off Mauritius were killed when their vessel collided with a barge in bad weather. Hear more details.
4 members of the crew were rescued by helicopter and 2 are still missing. The MV Makashir, a Japanese bulk carrier, struck coral reef off the Indian Ocean island nation's coast in July, spilling thousands of tons of crude oil into the sea and choking marine life in a pristine lagoon.
And that is the end of international news. Business news follows next.
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
We believe that the driver is the customer.
To change the mindset of traditional HR to the digitalization.
Make sure that everybody can get some access to financial services.
And once we understand the vision of our leaders, we then need to be behind them and help them in achieving that vision.
Business have involved mercantile operations, trade guilds, or shared agricultural production, infrastructure, construction, financial sectors, tourism, and mining. Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
Welcome back, and in business news tonight. International airlines have started to increase flights to Tanzania via airports in Kilimanjaro, Dar es Salaam and Zanzibar, with the Board of Tourism, TTB, stepping up efforts to attract tourists to visit the country.
We are pleased that we started our daily operation. We are now back to normal operation, which was the operation we had before COVID, and we are happy that we are starting that because we are seeing an increment of tourists, and also we want to serve them properly and give them a quick connection out of Addis.
I'm really excited. I'm coming here and I'll be here for 4 months until January. It's my first time in Africa, and thank you very much. I'm really happy to be here. Thank you for the warm welcome.
What crossed your mind when you heard that you're coming to Tanzania?
What question did I have?
What?
Tanzania Cashew Board has said in order to ensure cashew nuts produced during the 2020-2021 season meet the required quality standards, special licenses will be issued to quality control experts at warehouses to avoid losses incurred in the previous season by farmers in some regions such as Coast and Tanga.
There must be experts in all auctions to supervise the exercise, and they must have special licenses that will be issued by us every year. Thus, when there shall be a standard officer in a warehouse who goes contrary to what they ought to supervise, then his or her license will be revoked. We are doing this because if there are no diligent workers, especially quality officers at cashew nut warehouses, then it is easy to jeopardize quality of cashew nut.
Sisi kama ni wauzaji,
as traders, our names must be protected in cashew nut crop. If we sell products that are of poor quality, then the embarrassment will go to everybody involved, from farmers to AMCOS groups, cooperatives, and eventually the whole country. As experts, we believe that it is important to remind one another on the importance of maintaining quality of cashew grown in Tanzania.
The government has said more needs to be done to train agriculture experts so as to meet the science and technology demand and increase productivity in the agriculture sector.
Na moja ya changamoto ambayo nimeeleza kwa kila chuo ambacho nimefika.
One of the challenges that has been raised in every college I've visited is the lack of enough books. Students are concerned that some of the books are outdated. So it is a big challenge given that we want to uplift education and especially for prospective future employees.
Amekuja kutukabidhi vitendea kazi.
This will enable us to teach with efficiency, and we will also be connecting to nearly all colleges, so our students will receive technology from different areas.
And that is the end of business news. Sports news follows shortly after this break.
Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him and he's being dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him and he's being dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Joaquinho, he did lose to Lynn.
Welcome back, and in sports news. The Young Africans management has thanked their fans for their support in the Mwananchi Week that resulted in the huge turnout at the Benjamin Mkapa Stadium on Sunday.
Shukrani pia kwako madam. Kwa namna ambavyo umeweza kuifanya kamati ya hamasa na habari.
Thanks to madam for helping enhancing the information committee in coordinating this. I also thank the secretariat through my friend Hassan Bumbuli and Mrisho Said, as well as others. I have mentioned names because they have performed their roles very well.
Now, after the meeting between Tanzania Olympic Committee, the Sports Council and the Athletics Association of Tanzania on September 4th will decide on the participation of Lindi, Mtwara, Katavi and Rukwa regions in the National Athletics Championships, which are expected to take place on 12th and 13th of September.
27 kupata katika mashindano ya taifa niseme ni mafanikio makubwa.
To get 27 regions in the national championships is a huge success. Our call as RT is for the regions through their regional governments and the sports committees to support the teams towards the competition, which will take place on 12th and 13th. Teams should arrive in Dar es Salaam on the 11th.
Aston Villa midfielder Jack Grealish has been called upon to the England senior squad for the first time. Here's more on the story.
Harry Winks have pulled out of Gareth Southgate's squad for the Nations League fixtures in Iceland and Denmark. 24-year-old Grealish has previously represented England at under-21 level and was a member of Southgate's 2016 Toulon tournament winning squad. It follows call-ups for Conor Cody and Ainsley Maitland-Niles on Saturday. Southgate's side faced their Euro 2016 conquerors Iceland in Reykjavik on 5th of September before playing Denmark in Copenhagen 3 days later.
Zlatan Ibrahimovic has signed a one-year contract extension with AC Milan. Here are more details.
The 30-year-old Swedish forward scored 11 goals in all competitions after returning to Milan in January. Ibrahimovic, who first signed for the club in 2010 and won a Serie A title that season, resumed pre-season training with his teammates on Monday. He previously featured for Serie A rivals Juventus and Inter and played for Paris Saint-Germain, Manchester United and LA Galaxy between his Milan spells.
Midfielder Henrik Mkhitaryan has left Arsenal to join Roma on a permanent basis after his contract was terminated by mutual consent.
The Armenian international spent most of last season on loan with the Serie A side, scoring 9 goals in 27 games. 31-year-old Mkhitaryan joined Arsenal from Manchester United in January 2018 in a swap deal with Alexis Sanchez. He went on to score 9 goals in 58 games for the Gunners, helping them reach the 2019 Europa League final.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin for tonight. My name is Khadija Zimbwe. Thank you for watching and good night.